Intermittent fasting is simply something that I call normal eating, healthy eating. Not normal, healthy. Because normal and healthy are on two different pages. But normal eating, healthy eating would be that you eat maybe once a day. You probably skip a day or two here and there. That's healthy eating. And all creatures do that, not because they decide to do it, because that's how nature works. Because creatures will not, they're very odd, they won't eat anything that they're not supposed to eat. You can't convince a horse to eat a cheeseburger. Can't do it. Can't do it. Animals will not eat out of their diet, out of their instinct. We are completely resolved of that requirement because we have no instincts. We've lost our instincts. They were beaten out of us by the time we were 3 or 4. No, stop, don't. So we have no instincts. And now all we do is respond culturally. But anyway, intermittent fasting is what, I'm not even sure of the definition, but a healthy diet would be that you eat once a day. Why? Because when you're not eating, your body's natural machinery is cleaning up the inside of your cells. It's called the lysosomal system that goes to work and it cleans up all of your old non-functional organelles like your mitochondria and other viruses and bacteria. Things that are clogging up the works in there are eaten up and recycled for fuel. This happens specifically when we're sleeping. The reason we wake up with energy and we go to bed tired is because the mitochondria that were worn out that produce energy, mitochondria take oxygen and glucose, produce a lot of energy from it, they get worn out and they get less efficient. So by 9 o'clock at night, they're not very efficient. Instead of one molecule of glucose producing 36 ATP, it might be producing only 21 ATP or 18 ATP, right? So we're kind of running. So we go to sleep, no more eating, no glucose going in the cell. What happens? The cell's machinery gets turned on to take all the old mitochondria that are no good and gobble them up and recycle them and use them for energy. Because we need to maintain approximately 1 billion ATP. ATP is the energy currency of biology. We need to maintain approximately 1 billion inside of every cell at all times to carry on the trillions of chemical reactions required by the body every second. Okay? So that's why we have to maintain that. Okay? So in order to maintain that, we've got to continually make ATP. So when we're not ingesting anything that can be turned into glucose, then we're breaking down intracellular products, and then eventually extracellular. So this happens so in like a bear, a lion, and it might not find food. An elephant, they might, if they happen to be, depends on where they are, but they might go to an area where there's not enough food, and they don't eat for 2-3 days, and then they eat. And so this system, this availability and unavailability of food is actually an important part of maintenance of the equipment. And if we think of the body as the equipment, right, and the way the cells work and all that, they work better when they don't get fed all the time. Because we have to remember that eating is very important to get nutrients, but the not eating time is the time you actually can assimilate what you eat. If you're eating all the time, then your body is just dealing with processing what you're eating, and it doesn't have a chance to properly utilize it, and it certainly doesn't have a chance to get rid of the waste that accumulates from this processing. So you've got to have, equal to eating is not eating. You've got to look at that. And really, one good rule is that don't eat until what you already ate came out. There's a good rule for you. Try that one. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're filling up. You're going to make your machine here inefficient. So anyway, I'm just talking about normal, healthy living. Okay, so intermittent fasting is really the way people should eat. We should eat we should have at least 18 hours between eating meals. 15 hours. At least. In other words, breakfast, the word breakfast, break fast, doesn't have to happen the moment you open your eyes in the morning. You can break your fast, which you started last night, 3 hours before you went to bed, hopefully. So 3 hours before you went to bed, you slept 8 hours, that's 11 hours. Now you wake up, Give it another 5, 6 hours. Don't eat. Get up to 8, 16, 17. As long as you can put in here, what you're doing is you're stimulating your whole system to clean itself and to produce very important anabolic hormones. Okay, the very important, like growth hormone is stimulated. All these things necessary to make the body stronger are going to happen. And it goes on a scavenging hunt. And basically, you start cleaning out things that are not necessary. When you go for 3 days without eating, when you go into day 4, you're now into ketosis, pure ketosis. Now your body goes on a scavenging hunt and looks for all non-viable tissues, such as plaques in your arteries, cysts on your breasts, cysts in your ovaries, cysts on your pancreas, cysts in your liver, cysts on your, anywhere. Skin problems, any problems, if you had skin problems, if you had acne, you had, I don't care what you had, you won't have it if you do a long enough water fast. Water is the ultimate cure. How do we know it's a cure? All animals, all creatures, when they're sick, fast. Nobody told them, therefore it comes through instinct, and instinct is divine.